welcome to Neera Techies. This is our Angular 13 tutorial. In this video, I am going to explain RxJS subject and Angular application. So in the RxJS, basically we have three important things. One is observable and another one is subject and the third one is RxJS operators. The first one is observable. I already explained in my one of the previous video. I try to share the link in our description. You can watch it. And also I try to give some notes about the observable. So in this video, I am mainly focusing on RxJS subject. This RxJS subject also a special type of observable. It can multicast to many observers. But the normal observables, it can be unicast only, and also it is reacting like a event emitters. They can maintain the registry of many listeners. Okay, in the subject basically we have four types of subject. One is our normal subject and another one is behavior subject, third one is a replace subject, the final one is asynchronous subject. So all are similar things, but it have their own functionalities. So I will explain everything in the detail. And also as I mentioned, it's also similar to the observable. So I plan to explain what is the difference between observables and subjects. First, let me go to my code. If you see here, this is my created application. And the very important thing is, if you are using RxJS in your application, you should have installed the RxJS. For installing the RxJS, you have to use this command. It will install the RxJS. If you are using the latest version like 13 means no worry, because it's defaultly installed. In case if you are using the lower version, you have to install it manually. If you have any doubt like whether it's installed or not, you just go to your package file. If it's installed, yeah, installed means this RxJS including the versions was there. Then you have to use the all features of RxJS. Now I am going to explain subject. Before that, I am going to give some short notes about the observables. So basically observables are having the data. It will emit the data whenever there is any changes. So in the real-time application, you just consider any e-commerce application. Once you are created any order, we can see the status. The order is created, then order is processing, then order is confirmed, then out of delivery, finally it's delivered. The status changing accordingly. So in these scenarios, we can use this observable. So let me explain from our code. In the code, I am going to use the app component only, and I have already created one service was there. Here, I am going to create one functionality. Status info, this is my function. So using this function, I am trying to explain the observable. So constant delivery status. Okay, fine. Here I am going to declare one observable. So if you see in the observables, the first letter O is should be caps. So after that, we can include the value. So item.next, using this, we can add the status. So as I mentioned, initially it's created, and also I'm going to use the timeout. Then only we can see the difference. Set timeout. So if you want some time delay, you have to provide like this. And order processed. Let me copy the same thing. I am going to include three more status. Order confirmed. Then out of delivery. 6 and 8 delivered. So this is my observable. And now let me come to my app component. So inside the constructor, I am trying to get this value. So if I want use the service, first I need to inject the service. So this is my master service. So okay, fine. Now I can access the particular function. So any observables without a subscription, it won't work. So we need to subscribe it. Okay, actually I'm not returned. That's what it's saying the error. At the end, I'm going to return this observable value. Okay, see now the intelligence is showing the subscribe. First, let me add these values into the console. Okay, coding side we have done. So it's showing some error. Okay, the changes are not saved. That's what we got the error. Now let me go to the console. And let me refresh once again. See, initially it's saying created, then order process, order confirmed, then out of delivery. At the end is delivered. So we can bind the same information in our UI also. For that, let me go to the UI side. Here, I am going to have one h3 tag. The current order status is here. I am going to use one bold tag. Status. So let me declare this one. Initially, I have the empty value. Instead of adding into the console, I can assign the value here. This dot status equal to item. That's it. Okay, done. Now see, the current order status is created, then order processed, order confirmed, out of delivery, and the final status is delivered. So for implementing this kind of functionalities, we can use this observable. So as I mentioned, this video is mainly focusing for the subject. So we can create one subject first. So in the same service, I am going to create one subject. So subject status equal to new subject, and if you have any data type you have to mention it. So I'm going to use the numeric. Okay, see our subject is declared here. Now let me go to the app component. So in the app component, I'm trying to access this subject, this dot service dot subject status. So if you see here, we have the next option. Using this next, we can include the data. At the same time, if you go with an observable, we don't have the option. We can subscribe and use it, otherwise we don't have the option. But here we have the next option. At the same time we have the subscribe option also. Here the very important thing is the subject I am subscribed in app component. The same way I can subscribe in other components also. If there is any data changes, it will go to the all the components. And also once it's subscribed, after that if I'm adding any values, I can get the values. So before that, if I have any value, I don't access. Let me explain. See now subscribed. Once it's subscribed, I'm going to add the data into the log. Console.log and x, and the prefix I will give subject from app. So then only we know it comes from which component. So once it's subscribed, I am trying to add some values. Dot next. Here I am giving the value is 25. Now let me go to the console. So if you see here, subject app 25. So in case before the subscription, if I am adding the data, that means also the data are available in the subject. But now I'm trying to run the application once again. See now the console we don't have any values. Here also I'm going to use the set timeout. Here I'm not going to subscribe. Here I'm going to change the data. That's it. I'm trying to give the 75. The interval of 2 seconds. So and I'm going to make it as the 175. So after the 4 seconds, now we can see our output. See now initially we don't have value. After some time we can see the subject from app 75 and the subject from app 175. So now I'm added in our app component only. The same subscription I'm going to do from our what is called in our home component also. So then only we know how actually it's working. First let me inject the service here. So master service. So after that these things are almost the same. Let me go to the constructor. So subject from home. Now see. So subject from app is 75, subject from home is 75. The same time subject from app is 175 and subject from home is 175. So as of now I am added data from our app component. So the same thing we can do from our home component. So let me include after 3 seconds it may be 100. It's not a 105. See, initially don't have value. Now 75, 105. So wherever we are adding the data, it can be accessible for all the components. Wherever you have subscribed, you can access the data. This is all about the normal subject. Now let me explain what is the difference between subject and behavior subject. So again, let me go to the master service. So here I am going to declare the behavioral subject. It's also similar to our normal subject. We have the keyword is called behavioral subject. See, it's showing the error. So let me change the data type also. I've changed the data type. If you look at the difference between subject and behavioral subject, the subject initially we don't have any values, but in the behavioral subject we can have this default value. So default value is not starter. So as I mentioned, the data type is string. That's what I provided the string value. In case you are providing a number, you have to give the number value. Other than that, this subscription and the next other process are same. So anyway, we can check from our component. So here, let me go here. Instead of the subject, I'm going to change B. So first one is not required. So here, if you see, we just subscribed, and let me include the status change in progress, and the next one is completed. Okay, so the same way we have to update in our home component also, because we provided us the numeric value initially. And okay, planning, why it's showing some error? I think look like I am not saved it. Okay, fine. Now you see, let me refresh it. So initially if you see here, the subject from app not started, the subject from home is not started. After everything is initiated, the status is changed in progress, then planning, the final one is completed. And let me command it from in our home component. See now, subject from app, it's not started, then in progress, then it is completed. So as I mentioned, if you want the default value, you have to go with an behavioral subject. So now let me move on this replay subject. So the replay subject is very interesting thing. So as of now, we have any subject or observable. We have some values and we are modifying. What is the final value? We are just having it. In case if you want the history of data, so you may changing the values continuously for any declared value. At the point of time you want the complete history, what are the values are updated. That times you can go with an replay subject. So let me go to the service. So here I'm going to declare the replay subject. Let me copy. Here I'm going to declare R subject. Exact name is replay subject. So here I am provided the data type is number. So the same way you can change any data type also. And here I am trying to give the values 3. So the 3 means, so if you provide 3, it will take the last 3 records for any time. So I'm trying to consume in our component, then only you will get the clear idea. So in our app component, here I'm going to use this R. So after that I'm going to comment all the things. Dot next 5. Four, 3, 2, 1. So see now, so subject from 5, 4, 3, 1, 1. So last two values are 1. Why? Let me check it. Yeah, actually I'm provided is the 1. That's why it's coming like this. And okay, anyway, I'm have it. If you see here, the 5 records are coming. As I mentioned, so if I am providing the values 3, I will get the 3 values. Now I am trying to subscribe the same data from another component in our home component. So let me uncomment it. Okay, here I am not going to add any value. Now see, from our home component, we are getting only the 3 records, last 3 records, 3, 2, 1 only. So if you give some timeout, it will be more understandable. See now, first 5 values are coming from our app component. So after waiting 3 seconds, the last 3 values are coming. So in case if I am providing 2 means, it will take 2 records from our history. So see, initially it's loaded from app component. Now only 2 records are coming. So in case if you are not provided any value here, it will take all the values. See now the data are loaded from app component. Now all the data are loaded from our home component. In case if I am providing 0, then it will take the single value. See, it's taken the last value only. So as of now, we have completed this replace subject. The final one is asynchronous subject. This one also similar to our normal subject. We don't have any default value. Once we subscribed only we are adding the data. But the only difference is it will return only one value. Whatever the last recent data, that only it will return. And also we have the function is called complete. Once you are called the complete only, it will return the value. Other than that, it don't return any value. So after calling this complete, if you are trying to add any data, that time also it won't accept. So we can see in the coding side, then only we will get the better idea. So let me copy the subject. So, and I'm going to mark it as a asynchronous subject. So data type, we can have number or string. So let me change it as the string. So initially we don't have any value. Now let me go to our component. So in the component, I'm going to subscribe this one. So after that, I'm going to add some data. So we provided the string. So initially it's a new, then open. The third one is active. The final one is complete or else closed. Okay, done. So we added the data. Now we can see the output. If you are checking in the console, there is no values are coming. Why? Because as initially I mentioned, we have to use this complete function, then only we will get the data. So let me add that also. So now we can see subject from app is closed. So as I mentioned, it's returning only one value. That value also the recently whatever value we added. So after adding the complete only, it's returning. In case I am trying to copy this closed, I am going to add after the complete. Now we can see. So the expected result will be active only. See now, the active only it's coming. The same way I am trying to do the things from our home component. So in our home component also, we can use this asynchronous subject. So I just subscribed. See now. So subject from active. That means from our app component, and the second one is from our home component. So whatever the last value is coming, it can be accessible from all the components. Now at the same time, let me cut this complete. I am coming to the home component. Here only I am included. So before that, done. Okay, you can see. So initially we don't have any values. So we are completing from our home components. After completing only the data are coming. So first it's coming from our app component. The value is done. Then it's coming from our home component. The value is same. So if you see in our app component, we just subscribed and we are adding the data, but we are not yet completed. But in our home component, after 3 seconds, we are adding one more status, and here only we are completing the particular subject. So we are getting the recent data is done. So in case we don't have any values in our home component means we will get this closed, but after 3 seconds. See now the closed only coming. First it's from app, after that it's from home. So this is all about the subject in our Angular application, especially in RxJS. So I will give the some short notes. So subject, once you subscribe, after that if you are adding any data, you will get. So the behavior also works same way, but we can give the default value. The third one is replace subject. We can get the history of data, whatever value you are providing, based on that we will get. The asynchronous basically work like a subject, but it will return only the one value. So after the completing the subject, then only we will get the value. This is all about the summary. And one important enquiry questions, this RxJS is only for Angular? No, it can be used for some other frameworks also like React.js and also Vanilla.js also we can use. Still, if you have any doubts or clarifications, please post in my comment box. In our next video, we can see about RxJS operator. Thank you, thanks for watching, and also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.